lots of friends growing up, but specifically I would have to say my best friend would be Lacey Dow. She was just a friend that no matter how many times we fought or if we didn't talk to each other for a whole month, we would still consider each other like best friends. There was this one time where we were driving down the road and she had to slam on the brakes in the car, and the first thing she did was like throw her arm over me. Like that was something that my mom would have done. Every year, like in the fall, we would get together and go pageant dress shopping for the pageant that was in December. That morning, we were planning on going to a pageant dress shop and just, we always had fun trying on all the dresses. So I was waiting for her to pick me up, and I was waiting on my porch, and I kept calling her because she said that she was going to be there at like 12. She never answered, and then eventually I got a phone call from some random number, and I answered, and they asked me if I knew of a Wren High student with brown hair who drove a 4Runner. And I was like, yes ma'am, I do, like that sounds a lot like Lacey Dow. And they're like, well, she's been in a car wreck, we got your number because you were calling her cell phone so much. She's on this road, like we don't really know any details, just can you get a hold of her mom for us? So I was initially the first person that heard the news because I was blowing up her phone so much. So I got my mom out of bed, we rushed, like her family and my family, we just rushed to Greenville Memorial thinking that that's where they would take her. I felt like that day was, I felt like I was there for hours, but really I was only there for like maybe 1 hour until the coroner came in and said we weren't going to move her to the hospital because we couldn't even get her out of her car. Her car something had broke, like the axle had broke, and it just flipped while she was driving down the road on her way to pick me up and hit a telephone pole, and it just wrapped around the telephone pole. And it took the EMS workers and the firefighters hours to get her out, and by the time they got her out, there was too much internal bleeding, so she just passed right then. That day was like a dream. It was so is this real life? After the accident, it felt like I said, a dream. We were over at Lacey's house all day long. So many people were in and out, bringing food, saying their condolences, everything, planning a funeral. Her mom asked me to speak at her funeral. It just felt dizzy, honestly. But there was also a peace in me. I knew that Lacey knew the Lord. So of course I was sad, but then again I was almost envious that she was with Jesus and I wasn't yet. So yeah, it was terrible afterwards, but then again Jesus just kind of gave me peace and taught me so much through it. I've got a lot of people would ask me are you upset with the Lord? Are you mad at God? This okay if you are? And if I wasn't in the situation looking in, I would say yes. But for some reason, no, I wasn't. I think the Lord He spoke to me a lot about, I have a plan for you and I have a plan for your best friend, and though it seems a little confusing and it doesn't seem like this is how things are supposed to go, this is my plan and something good's going to come out of it. And eventually I saw the good come out of it. At Lacey's funeral, we had 2 preachers speak, and then I also spoke just about Lacey's life, and we talked about, we gave a salvation, an invitation for salvation, and I saw over 100 students from Wren High School give their life to the Lord. And the Lord just kind of showed me see, Madison, this is what my plan is. And out of those hundreds of kids were all 4 of Lacey's brothers, including my brother. So it's yeah, we've lost her earthly, but then we've gained so many in eternity because of this one life. During those days that are hard, a lot of people ask me, well, how do you get through this? She was your best friend. We almost spent every single day together. But honestly, I have Jesus Christ. That's how I cope. Just letting Him speak to me and love on me. There's days where I'll go and I'll just go off by myself, and I'll maybe go visit her graveside and just spend time there, talk to the Lord, talk to her. That's really how I cope. But also the Lord has just blessed me so much with new friends that love me just as much as Lacey loved me, friendships that I know that are going to last forever. I don't think that the Lord would ever take my best friend away and not give me some more friends. So that's how I cope. My friends are always there with me also. Looking back on the last 2 years of not having my best friend, there's so much that I've learned. I've learned that the Lord is sovereign, and sometimes His plan is mysterious, and there's going to be bad days along with the good. But I can never give up hope. I can't ever doubt His love for me because I can't even comprehend His love for me. I've learned that friendship is precious, and to love my friends and my family as much as I can while I have today, because tomorrow is just not guaranteed. If I have to say one thing, though, yes, I know that the Lord has a plan, and I know that Lacey's with Jesus, I do miss her every single day. She was the best friend in the world, and she was so beautiful.